Thank you for taking a look at sCLOUD3. This will be a brief overview of the new features in version 3 and some of the old features which they work, so we kept them in. First of all, to explain some of the parts of sCLOUD3, we have first of all the atmosphere, which includes everything that you see here, and the color scheme and the placement of all of the different items. Here in the middle we have the screen, and if you look to the left top here, we call this the weather balloon, and this grows and shrinks based on the context and also your access to certain features within sCLOUD. It will grow to give you access to those features, or shrink when you don't have access or you're not in the context to use certain features. Another part here is our login here, where we have normal username, password login, but also if you notice here, social logins, including Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Microsoft, and Google logins. Since I've already connected my account with Facebook, then I can just click one time and that will get me logged in. Now that we've logged in, we can see there's much more going on. We see that our weather balloon has grown. We have a profile button, and we also have a mini ping, which we'll talk about later here in the balloon. Another feature that we see within this atmosphere is the radar, and this is how we can find out what's happened lately, any additions to your sCLOUD, any new users, any new contacts, or any messages that have been sent to you. You can actually just search here and it will give it to you quickly. So I like to do a quick search of my name, and then that changes the screen, and I can just take a look at anything that's changed or anything that's directly tied to that name, or I can change it to any words and get even more results. They have Daniel or Daniel Ketter. Okay. Let's go back. Another thing we see here is this area right here, which is called the nuclei. And within the nuclei, we have droplets, which are mini apps. The first one is storage, which is the main app, which ties everything in and kind of is the basis for us being able to organize all of our documents and resources, contacts into one app. Here we have the dash droplet, which is a mini app that gives us analytics, and ping, which is better than email because it's email, private messaging, and RSS built into one mini app. Here we have tasks, which is project management, and task management, which will connect all of the sCLOUD users together and even others outside of the sCLOUD atmosphere. And then we have groups, which are productive work groups and events. And over here we have my buddy, we call him Dirk Weatherman, and that is a link that gets us over to some services and support for sCLOUD, and also technical support, business support, and even legal support we'll have in here eventually. That's what you get with Dirk Weatherman. Over here, we've seen a change here. We have a nuclei, but this is the mini nuclei, which will always be there if we're not on the main login page. And we have access to the same droplets and also access to my buddy here, Dirk Weatherman. Down at the bottom, we have the deck, which has the controls, and each of these controls will get us access to settings that we can change to customize our sCLOUD experience. Over here we go back to the profile avatar, and that will get us into our profile. And here we have a lot of settings that we'll go through later as we do a deep dive into each of the droplets and into the profile, which there's a lot that can be set here, and depending on how this is set, that will also tailor your sCLOUD experience. So as you see, sCLOUD is very dynamic, and pretty much everything changes based on your settings, your connections, context, and what you're authorized to use within the sCLOUD atmosphere. Let's go back one more time to the main. Okay. And here, one last thing we'll look at. We'll just take a quick look at the mini ping here. And this brings us into Ping app, which of course is, as I said, we will go into detail with all of these apps in separate videos. But we can just see here that now we have access to communication with all of our sCLOUD connections. And if we're offline, a really neat feature is that the message will be sent to us through our normal email. If we're offline, we're not within sCLOUD. But if we are within sCLOUD and someone sends us a ping, then we'll have a box that shows up here letting us know that we have one that will just float across the screen. And we can click it and take a look at the message. Down at the bottom, the last part of the sCLOUD3 atmosphere is what we call the weather alert, which is just a quick way to chat and contact connect our connections. And if they're online, we can chat with them quickly, no matter what context we're in. And all of the droplets will have access to this alert feature, the chat feature. That's pretty much it. Again, we will go into a deep dive, giving you much more information about each of the droplets, and we also have some videos showing you how to use the droplets, how to interchange information or exchange information between the different droplets, but that will be coming soon. Thank you, and look forward to the other videos.